Bellerophon was a hero in ancient Greek mythology. He is often referred to as the slayer of monsters and the greatest hero before the time of Heracles. Bellerophon's mother was actually the wife of King Glaucus of Corinth. Bellerophon's father, however, was the god Poseidon. Despite who his real father was, King Glaucus did raise him. Ultimately, Bellerophon would be known as someone who champions the ideals of courage, strength, and modesty. Bellerophon's story begins with him being charged with murder. With no other choice, Bellerophon was forced to seek out King Proteus of Tiryns. It was Greek custom that allowed kings to absolve criminals of their crime, and Bellerophon had hopes that this would be the case for him. King Proteus thought highly of Bellerophon, and he absolved him of his crime. While Bellerophon was King Proteus's guest, King Proteus's wife Stefan constantly made advances towards him. Being the honest and humble man that he was, Bellerophon rejected these advances by Proteus's wife. Stefan, however, angry at her rejection by Bellerophon, went to her husband, claiming that it was actually Bellerophon who had made advances towards her. In response to this claim by his wife, Proteus, who wanted to kill Bellerophon for his dishonesty, instead sent him away to his father-in-law in Lycia with a letter. It was here in Lycia that Proteus's father-in-law, King Iobates, welcomed Bellerophon into his court. But unknown to Bellerophon, the letter he had delivered to Iobates were instructions to have him killed in Lycia. Just like his son-in-law, King Iobates could not risk angering the gods by killing someone he had granted hospitality. King Iobates instead chose to send Bellerophon on various quests, hoping the hero would die in the process. This first quest would be to slay the ferocious Chimera. The Chimera was a mythical hybrid creature. It was made up of mostly a lion's head and body, as well as a goat's head on its back, and a tail consisting of a serpent. The Chimera was also known to breathe fire. As Bellerophon traveled to face the Chimera, he came across the seer Polyidus. Polyidus instructed Bellerophon to seek out Pegasus. To do this, he suggested that Bellerophon sleep within the temple of Athena. As he slept, Athena came to him in his dream with a golden bridle. When Bellerophon woke, the bridle lay beside him. With the bridle in hand, Bellerophon set out to find Pegasus. Pegasus was a winged horse and was the offspring of Medusa and Poseidon. His favorite watering hole happened to be the Pyrene, a fountain atop the citadel of Corinth, the home city of Bellerophon. Bellerophon had easily found Pegasus drinking from the fountain, and with the horse distracted, he was able to sneak up and slip on the golden bridle. Thus, Bellerophon had tamed Pegasus, and they flew off back to Lycia to face the Chimera. Bellerophon's efforts to fight the Chimera initially were problematic. The Chimera's flaming breath prevented Bellerophon from getting close. Bellerophon, however, was very resourceful and decided to mount a hunk of lead onto his lance. Using this makeshift weapon, he charged the Chimera from atop Pegasus and drove the lance down the beast's throat. The lead blocked the fire and also melted. The molten lead trickled down the Chimera's throat, and it suffocated. Victorious in his quest, Bellerophon flew back to the court of King Iobates. Despite this claim of victory, King Iobates refused to believe Bellerophon. This led to additional quests that Bellerophon wholeheartedly set out for. These quests included defeating the Solmi tribe, doing battle against the Amazons, and finally to deal with the threat of pirates. It had turned out that the pirates had been sent to assassinate him by none other than King Iobates. Learning this, Bellerophon flew back to face Iobates. The king, seeing Bellerophon return alive, told his guards to attack, but Bellerophon easily killed all of them. Broken, Iobates relented and allowed Bellerophon to marry his daughter and claim half his kingdom. As Bellerophon's fame and fortune grew, so did his arrogance. Because of his many victories, Bellerophon felt that he was a god. As a result, he believed he deserved to go to Mount Olympus. However, Zeus was angered by Bellerophon's arrogance, and as Bellerophon flew up towards Olympus, a gadfly sent by Zeus stung Pegasus, who threw Bellerophon from his back. The former hero plummeted towards the ground and fell into a spiked bush that blinded him. In the end, Bellerophon would wander the earth miserable and blind until his death.